Holy shit, here we go. We're back. I told y'all TWW's not going away, and it's not going to fucking go away. I'm not doing that, all right, guys? Because here today, for the first time of ever in the history of this show, we have a guest, and it is the man that I do From Crockett To Chaos with, a buddy of mine from the Sickos, the JIMDB Jim. How are you, buddy?
What is up, Mr. Troubles?
Yes.
I'm still recovering from. We're still recovering from Sunday. We are still trying to get the bodies off the floor.
Oh my God, what an incredible fucking night Double or Nothing was. And you were there, and that is what you are here to discuss. So the main thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you fucking talk about how dope it was, because...
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about the Don La Maison perspective in the house. I was in the last section, and I was right next to the ambulance. I was second row, right near the ambulance. So, if you pause in certain spots, you can see me. And not that I did that or anything. It gave me some really awesome perspective during the stretcher match and during Anarchy in Arena. So, if you are with me on socials, you can see some of the videos I posted in pictures. But yeah, just fucking the pre-show. We got Anna Jay and Harley versus Megan Vane and Penelope. It was the first match. It was about an hour before the actual show start time.
Yep.
Arena was maybe half filled because the merch lines are so long. But the crowd was into it. There was Harley chants. There was Feel the Wrath chants. The crowd was super, super into the match. The ladies went all out for the pre-show, giving the ladies the third match, and they put out. In the end, they end up pinning Penelope, but a really strong match and a really good sign of how the crowd is going to be for the night.
Oh yeah, that you could hear it. I mean, even on TV, you could hear like how fucking loud.
And cool thing to me too was where I was sitting was I also got all the losers walking by me, so I get like the Megasis walking by and Penelope walking by. I'm like, still love you. Good times. The next one was the 8-man match, with like the Fru and RPG Vice versus Hologram, Bandito, AR Fox, and Commander. And that was just crazy lucha shit, just bringing, again, just an energy vibe. AR Fox, super over. Crowd loved him. Crowd loved Hologram. Like,
yeah,
people were fucking pumped, man. Like, the crowd was getting into it. So the opening, it was a pretty short pre-show. So we only got 2 matches. So that's pretty cool. And then, we open up. We're ready. Got Jamie versus Mercedes.
Oh, man,
and
so good.
This is a match I think I was thinking it was Jamie. I'm like, Jamie versus Tony, Mercedes versus Athena at All In. Like, that's what I thought. So it was a huge surprise. I love the matching styles. Mercedes is ragdoll bendy. She's like that video game physics where you're like, the body can't do that, but her body can. She can fall where her heel is on her ass and her knee. Like, she's so bendy. And Jamie's just a powerhouse. I always remember like her matches against Rio and how she works with kind of that Joshi type talent.
Yeah.
The ending there, Mercedes just brained Jamie on the mat for the pin. It was a great match live. The crowd was hot, strong chants. Jamie chants, CEO, let's go Hater, CEO. Had a couple of those going, but the crowd was just into it. And the thing that Tony did so good this year, this own tournament was as good as a tournament has been.
Yeah.
Because we got to these finals. We predicted these finals pretty much, but we didn't know who was going to win in the end. And I think that's the best spot we can be in. So for the ladies to set the tone for this show, they really said, top that, because they went hard, man. And they were smacking the shit out of each other. It was loud in house. They seem like they don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I know it's all, I know it's an act, but like how they put across it in the ring with how hard they were going at each other, with those Mercedes, those meteoras, like through the ropes again. Like, I don't know what shape this woman's knees are going to be in 15 years. It was just a great match. The crowd was so into it. Mercedes won. We were happy that she sprints up the ramp. being, you know, that typical shit heel, and then we go, oh, we're getting Tony versus Mercedes, like that. I think that starts hitting the crowd a little bit of, ooh, that's the next thing up for us. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crowd is super into it from the top. Next one, anything for that match that you wanted to add in? That you noticed?
What I really took out of that match is an overall thing that also was foreshadowing for the main event, which was, and I put this on social media, and I think it really will be something historically we will look at, where I think this show finally really is the shift from Tony Khan's thinking of, you know, we're the little engine that could, we're happy to be here, to this, to me, was him going, okay, no, now we're thinking business. Now we're going to go with the biggest possible match we can do at the biggest possible show, which has not always been what he's done. Like, let's remember MJF and Adam Cole's little like weird buddy main event for All In. That was the big show. He has sort of traditionally gone with the narrative first maybe thing. And while that sounds like a negative, I don't think it's a negative. I think the story here was Jamie against Tony. It was. But we can go back to that, right? We don't need to do that now. And I really commend Tony for sort of tuning out all the bullshit and going, what is the biggest matches we can do? Because this is the bigger point. And he even mentioned it in the scrum after the show, that he sees what this is. WWE will not stop. They're going for the jugular every single time. So he goes, okay, try it. This is him doing the fucking street fight move when you just had enough with a guy or a girl that you just go, all right, motherfucker, let's fight then. He is going to get the big guns out every time now. And that's great.
And he has a really strong armory.
Yeah. And he knows it. And so in the past, he played good guy. You know, he made quotes early on in AEW. Oh, no, we will work with WWE. We're not in a war. Well, he changes the theme to Dynamite, to Sum 41's, you know, war song. Now he's the fucking results of Double or Nothing are, hey, we're not fucking around. On every match, I felt like I got that vibe too, of like, nah, we're not playing Booker anymore. Because that's the scary part. It's like, I feel like Tony in his own mind even was like, let's get serious.
The only thing I'm worried about with Tony is when we get around the football season again, and you lose the focus is split more. Hopefully they're
right.
Well planned out enough that we can get through that and it doesn't take any kind of hit on the business. But you got to go now before injuries or whatever takes away these dream matches. Tony loves giving us dream matches. This is a dream match.
100%. 100%. And that's the other one, right? Is he used to do that, you know, like famously he did the Hangman Bryan Danielson first match, free TV, right? Which was a great move in its own right, but it's like, we're not doing that anymore. Now we're going to maximize every opportunity possible. And I think he's doing that with that match.
No, it's great.
Particular. So
next match was FTR versus Danny and Nigel. I love Nigel. Nigel's like my ROH champion.
Yes.
When I first got into ROH, he was my champ. So always had the connection to Nigel. So being able to see him wrestle live, I was so excited for it.
Dude.
There was I watched live, obviously, and I also watched on Triller at home because I was in the UK. So there's one awkward spot in the match where Dax is tossed into the ropes, and like Nigel, and the idea is Dax is going to run into Cash, but Nigel was standing in the way, and Dax like taps him on the shoulder so he'll move so he can run into Cash. So that was a little awkward.
That was great.
Nigel made Cash apologize to Mr. Skivone, and then he apologized, and then Nigel got his, and then Cash came back and said he had his fingers crossed, I believe.
Yes,
he did. He didn't mean it. Danny Garcia attempted for a Three Amigos Grande, trying to do the off the top ropes, and then at the end, there's chaos because Daddy Magic's nipples made an appearance. So, but that was definitely a match that was better on TV because so much of commentary was involved. Where our buddy Shane was sitting, he probably had a really clear view. But for me on the other side of the ring, I had to kind of go through the top more. So it was a less engaging match from that perspective. But
Yeah.
it did its purpose. It was a good match. And I got to see Nigel live. I ain't gonna be mad about that.
Fuck no. And he was on point here. Like, that's the thing about Nigel that's incredible is he just it doesn't matter. He ages like wine. I mean, the guy I don't think it's possible for this man to have a bad match. I can't remember one.
I just love the story of Nigel picks the shit out of Tony and just picks at him. But if a wrestler does it, he's like, no, man, I get to pick on Tony only.
Yes.
Fuck you, FTR. Like, I just love Nigel being that kind of boy. He's that kind of lad.
Absolutely. It was great.
Next match is the first stretcher match in AEW history.
Yeah.
And I'm going to reckon to say it's going to be a tough act to follow.
I don't think anyone will.
I think going into this match, we probably said, oh, this should be pretty fun. And it was just fucking insane. So like I said, I was by the ambulance. So Mark gets Ricochet out early to the ambulance on the stretcher. Ricochet's in the back. He gets out and does the funniest run to the ring. He just dashes from the ambulance to the ring to get into the ring. And then they take it to the ring. Ricochet rips the top off of the stretcher, does a flip on to expose. Like it is. I'm not somebody who's like, oh, a stretcher match. I love that. I love this. This was awesome. The match progressed. It's just wild. I mean, you can't even describe this match. It's just people jumping off top ropes, people hitting stretchers, people getting hit with all kinds of things. There is also Mark Briscoe goes under the ring. I see the bucket, and I just say, he's going to shine his head. And then Mark Briscoe goes in the ring with the cleaning products, shines his head and shines it, and fucking laughing I was laughing my ass off in this match. It was watching Mark Briscoe was so joyful. At one point in the end, Ricochet gets Mark into the ambulance, and it's the part where Mark has the crutch and he blocks the door. Well, I had a perfect view, kind of seeing in the ambulance from where I was. So I could see him grabbing the crutch, and I could see it coming out the door. Yeah, I could see it the whole way for the TV exposure of the door getting blocked. So that was kind of cool to know that was coming. And, they brawl more. There's blood everywhere. Mark, okay, and this is important for later. Mark loses, and he leaves a bloody mess.
Yeah.
The man looks like he was water ballooned with blood. So he's just covered with blood. This will come back later. I will talk about this later. But anything else on the Ricochet Briscoe, it was just chaos and fucking amazing.
Yeah. And
it was an amazing appetizer for anarchy.
Yes. It almost, and I think people would argue, and I have seen people that were like, the card was wonky. I don't think it was. I think you got to know going into an AEW pay-per-view, it's going to be all gas, no brakes. And so you got to be ready for that. Like these people that watch these shows now, I mean, the company's been around for so long that you'd think they'd figure this out by now, right? But
I was there for however many hours. I went to the bathroom once.
Exactly.
So proud of myself. And I did it, I think, before the show started. I think once the show started proper, I don't believe I used the restroom. So very proud of myself.
Yeah. And I do remember the awesome froggy bow through the table to the floor. That was nuts. It's all is unbelievable.
It's just so much crazy. But yeah, so that was just an incredible match. You got to see that one. Next one's Hurt Syndicate for Sons of Texas. We knew what was going to happen here.
Yeah.
It's funny. Hurt Syndicate is like Mercedes.
Yes.
Their theme song's just too over, and they can't be heels. You know what I mean? Like when we're chanting, we hurt people at the faces. Like,
yeah,
guys, like it's not going to work. But I mean, they got to toss Sammy around. MJF got up on his shit. Trying to cheat in front of Aubrey. Yeah, it's great. It was a good enough match, but one that we knew who was going to win. I said, if Sons of Texas and Crew went against Hurt Syndicate, I'm picking Hurt Syndicate. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter who won that match.
I thought it went too long, honestly. I thought it was better than I expected, though. It was. Dustin is much better than I always remember him being. Sammy was good at bumping whatever, but it's like, man, you want to talk about like the albatross team. It's Dustin and Sammy right now. It's like, I know they're the ROH tag champs, but like, that's almost like a negative at this point. I hate to say it. It's like, God.
It's very weird that Dustin, who's 50 something, has the tag and trios titles in ROH. It's just weird.
I hate it.
We don't want to talk about ROH. That just makes us feel weird.
Nah, I get sad.
Next up, Speedball versus Okada.
Unbelievable.
Come on now.
I mean, yeah. If we're talking about pure just a wrestling match on this card, you give this thing even 5 more minutes and it might start stacking up with that main event. And that's a tall tale, right? Like, that main event's as good of a main event as I've ever seen. But this match they got to run this back and they got to give it more time because this was great.
Yeah, 16 minutes and I don't know, 25 minutes of action probably. You could hear Speedball breathing.
Yeah.
On the TV. It was like, that's the first time I've heard somebody breathing. So hard hitting. Best of our recent Okada. It's good because if he starts getting these types of matches building up to Kenny at All In, kind of get him in that shape so he does the Okada Omega lineage well. There is a fake a rope grab on 3 that Okada does. That might be like the best.
Yes.
He did it so fast. That one in house, we thought that was a win, but he was just so fast with that damn rope break. And that ending is AEW, after experiencing so much WCW and like these screwy pin situations and all these weird ways that people can't lose, it's just so cool in AEW to see these really well choreographed finishes that just are so fucking smooth. Because Okada drop kicks Speedball out of the air, like it does that in a Rainmaker into a pin. Boom, it makes sense. It's perfect. But just every match with these endings and Hangman and Ospreay and it's just beautiful how they get to those endings and just time it, and it's amazing.
The best. I mean, I think honestly, Okada, Hangman, Ospreay. I mean, those are your 3 guys right now. I feel like in terms of top stars. I mean, Moxley's the world champion, but I don't think in the ring he would tell you that he's on their level. I mean, he's a different animal.
Yeah. It's just people. Ospreay is going to have he's going to give everybody their best match of the year.
Yeah, every time.
That's why I say he's the best, because whoever he wrestles, that will be their top match of the year.
Period. Every time. And on the women's side, that's Toni Storm, right?
And Toni versus Mina, I got to see Mina live. That's great. I mean, that's and the proud, hot, dueling chants for Mina and Toni. I love how they use Luther as a prop.
Yes.
Mina off his back for the tornado. Toni using him as a step stool. Mina working the knee. I mean, Mina got so much of the offense. She got like 80% of the offense.
Oh yeah.
Wearing Toni down, hurting her knee. At the end, we get the roll up into a headbutt into the Storm Zero, and strong match. Like I said, Mina's whooping her ass, hurting her knee. Afterwards, Mina asks, "You're still my friend?"
Yeah.
And they have a sweet kiss, and she also kisses Tony's knee that she hurt.
That was awesome.
And so that's just adorable to me. And then Mina walks by as she left, and she was still smiling and waving to us, even though she was a loser going back by the side. So yeah, Toni Mina, not as good as Mercedes and Jamie, but that match was super special. This match, I mean, I think I gave it probably a 4 or something. It was so it was very good too.
Very good. And of course, I mean, you fucking, this is your match. Anarchy in the Arena. I'll just say Team Babyface.
Oh shit!
I'll just call them Team Babyface against Death Riders and the Young Bucks.
Anarchy in the Arena.
Holy fuck!
Okay, I'll say it now. There's kind of a debate, like every year for Double or Nothing, like they always do Anarchy in the Arena. Do they have to do that? And my answer to you is yes, because the experience that I had on Sunday during this match, I want for every fan out there. I don't want to be greedy and hoard it to myself. Justin's intro, amazing. The aw shit, like you just know things are going to get hectic. Swerve comes out dressed like the Predator. Where's Joe? Ops walk out. Joe's not there, and and in the crowd, I don't hear announcers or anything. Like, where the fuck's Joe? Don't tell me like they beat him up. I'm thinking of, did he get chained downstairs? That kind of shit. So worried about Joe, and then Kenny comes out with his entrance. For his entrance, has like a shield, Captain Canada shield or something.
Yep.
He walks down. Death Riders do their normal kind of entrance through the arena. Then our founding fathers come out. Our founding fathers come out to a Revolutionary War ditty. Justin Roberts reached from like a scroll.
Yeah.
There is a minute and 25 minutes of talking. He is basically, it's like the declaration of AEW, and he's reading this, and he's like, how much longer is this shit? They come out with these flags, like the flag bearers. They're carrying their Young Bucks flags out, giving us Young Buck money.
Oh god.
An E pluribus super kick. It was just, their entrance was wonderful. So we open the match. We know Anarchy in the Arena opens with music. We keep the war ditty. It's like bagpipe, flute, and like timpani drum or something. Joe apparently is upstairs, texts Claudio to start the ship there. Everybody's just fucking going at it. Will is on the rail with Marina, kind of near me, just going at it. They open it with like a 4-way octo box or quarter box or whatever. 4 different views of what's going on. So I don't feel like they've given us that shot too much in the past. In the arena, we had that as well. So that was really helpful for the opening of the matches. Everything split out. So you can kind of see everything that's going. I had Willow and Marina coming over in front of me. I got some cool shots of Willow.
Yeah.
Kenny says, cut this music. Give us some music. I'm so excited by the Pointer Sisters who comes on. Fucking popped so hard for the Pointer Sisters starting.
That was awesome.
And also at this point, it's Kenny and Swerve in the ring together. And I'm just like, I want this tag team. I love these two working together. They were just like, we're homies, and we both hate the Young Bucks. Let's go buck hunting. So yeah, those two are in the ring. I'm so excited. Comes on. Swerve starts dancing, tries to get Kenny into it. Kenny's like, okay. I think we get through a verse or two. It's just a fun in joke with the crowd. I think that's the great thing is the sickos got it and everybody was into it. Then Kenny says, let's stop it. Guys, cut this music. Let's go to some early millennium rock. If you know the words, sing along. Now, when you're watching it, there's one popular one, Justin Roberts, took a video of the arena as Bodies hits. So if you haven't seen Justin Roberts' video, check that out. It's cool watching it on the show from home because you can see Justin Roberts filming it.
Yeah.
And so, so they know it's coming. And so it's, and you see on the video, and it was like that in the crowd. The crowd just starts saying it, and then we fucking blast. And one of my favorite things on the watching on the playback is when like Bodies hits, Willow's over by me. She looks like she just like leveled up, or like had like like one of those like anime like like a super mushroom in like Super Mario Brothers, because Bodies hits and she just like and it starts beating the crap out of Marina. It was so fucking cool. And yeah, so Bodies goes a couple times. They're fighting over in an entranceway. It's like Kenny and Yuta. Kenny singing with a fan. Wait, first, I have like 5 notes of this. So Kenny starts singing Bodies with a fan in the front row. The group works its way to like an opening behind the announce desk. Kenny, Wheeler, and Hobbs are kind of up top while security guards are saying, please don't jump down here. Please don't jump down here. Hobbs eventually just throws Wheeler off, which is fucking awesome. Then Kenny gets up there, and Shane had mentioned this the other night, but they really were timing everything with the music. So like when like the new verse of Bodies would start, like that's like a leap would happen or some kind of chaotic situation. So Kenny does a flip off it, and Hobbs is standing there, and I'm just like, buddy, no, don't even think about doing no flip off the balcony there, buddy. Come on down. So ends up Hobbs and Mox work their way to the ring. We get first blood from Hobbs through a table. Kenny and Swerve are still working with the Bucks. I believe at this point they might have been working up to the stage area. Marina and Willow are outside, so on the TV they kind of cut to Marina and Willow outside. One thing I was super happy about here is the trucks were outside, and I'm glad they had the updated graphics.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the show in February, they still had like Lucha Brothers up there and somebody else who was no longer with the company. So it was nice that they actually had the correct people up there.
Yeah.
There's a really cool shot watching Marina and Willow where the camera person just turns around and it's Judah and Shibata coming out the door, and then they follow them in. Like, that was such a cool shot production-wise.
Yeah.
Shibata barbed wires his shin. He does catch his hand on it as well. The Bucks and Swerve are on the ramp. Kenny comes in with a trash can. Swerve jumps off the stage. Claudio catches him with a forearm. And then he giant swings him into a speaker.
And the music stopped.
And the music stops, which I kind of forgot for a second, because in like 5 minutes, I'm like, where's Swerve at? So like he gets taken by the speaker and he's taken out. And Hobbs puts Claudio through like fucking trunks in the back, just spears him through them. Jesus.
It's just a Donnybrook.
And like I said, watching it there, like I said, the Swerve exit, like especially watching it from home, seeing it like that, makes so much sense that he's gone for so long before he returns.
Yeah.
For me in the stands, I'm just like, did Swerve go back to his home planet? Like, where is he? Judo throws Willow down the ramp, and it padlocks her ear to the ring.
That was gnarly.
Omega gets set up on the top rope, where one founding father jumps off his back, he flips off, and then the other founding father power bombs him through a table. There is a TK driver on Shibata. There's a Yuta sucks chant. We were very proud of that. Basically, they're kind of like fuck a pin. Nobody wants to go for a pin. Like, there's people dead here, and like, no, we're not going for a pin yet, guys.
No.
There's a chant of please help Willow, which is great. Please help Willow, because she's just tied to the ring. There's a senton through Hobbs on a table on the stage. This is where I'm saying, where is Swerve? It's Hobbs versus the Bucks and the Mox on the ramp. The Mox is kind of like passing out in the back. All of a sudden, a forklift comes out with Swerve on a pallet. They raise it higher so he can jump off. He double stomps the Bucks to the stage. Nana goes down to rescue Willow. Spine busters for everybody, courtesy of Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
Maria and Claudio try chairs on Hobbs' back. That does not work.
Not happening.
Willow, I believe, spears Marina out, and we get one of my favorite events from the show, Big Black and Jacked.
Yeah.
Willow takes down her overalls, and her back was to me, but I saw it on the screen of Big Black and Jacked, and just fucking popped my ass off on that. Chokes for everyone. Everybody's getting choked out in the ring. Everyone's choked out. There's human debris just everywhere.
Yeah.
There's the staple guns. So Swerve comes out with a staple gun. One for Mox, one for Claudio, one for Yuta. Guy behind me, I'll staple his nuts. A minute later, Swerve staples his nuts. He did it so fast. It was every staple spot was hilarious and art. Just how he was able to hit it in every different spot of their body in every different way. And then he gets his tongue stapled.
Oh.
And at the end of the match, he shows us his tongue. And it is indeed stapled.
Gross, man.
Willow beats the boys up for a bit. Kenny snapdragons everybody, including Marina. Super kicks for everybody, including the ref. The Bucks want to TK driver Willow. Swerve stops it. And then they do a TK driver on a Buck with Willow holding him, which is fucking awesome. Joe's in the ring. Claudio's on the apron. I see the orange hooded figure running down past the ambulance. So I know it's going to be Hook when he gets down there. He's wearing a Kenny hoodie, which is interesting with like a who killed Kenny, Joe kill, you guys forgot about me kind of thing. Uh-huh. He hits Claudio with a golf club.
Yeah.
I didn't get the golf club. I think he was like a lacrosse player in college. Mm-hmm. Like a lacrosse stick might work or a kendo stick, but he brought a golf club to the party. Joe's like, "Hey, buddy, we're having a blast. Come on in the ring." And Hook's like, "I'm cool, man. You guys are really bloody and hurt, and I'm just gonna go back and eat some more chicken." Joe does a repeated clutch on Mox. Gabe comes down with the briefcase, smacks Joe. There's an EV trigger with thumbtacks. It's a very down situation. The heroes are dead. Gabe comes out, extra man, fresh man. Hook came out and then left. So it's really kind of a how our heroes. It's a Butch and Sundance. How do our heroes get out of this situation? The crowd's chanting for Eddie. I know Eddie kind of prepped us for I won't be there. So there's kind of an Eddie chant going. Gabe and they lead Joe to the ambulance. Oh, okay, Gabe and Marina, I think, are leading Willow and Joe to the ambulance. Then all of a sudden, our hero arrives. Unwashed Mark Briscoe.
Unwashed. Oh.
The fact that he did not shower after his match and came out looking like this, fuck, he blew us up too. When Mark makes the appearance, because it really was that down moment of, the Empire has won. And then crazy ass Mark Briscoe comes out. They end up locking the other heels in the ambulance, leaving just the Bucks out. I got a good shot of those guys all at the back. It's like it's like Superman 2 when they're stuck in the glass.
Yeah.
That's what the back of the ambulance kind of looked like. So you get, I don't remember which Buck was which. So there's a Buck with Kenny up on the stage, and there's a Buck with Swerve in the ring. Nana brings out the Swerve answers with the thumbtacks in the bottom. Kenny's up top on the a stage near me. So it's probably where my focus was. It's interesting watching it on TV. Production-wise, they just did such a great job because Swerve waits until Kenny hits the table spot. Because he's up there, and you can see he's kind of waiting. And then Kenny takes a Founding Father and One Wing Angels him through the exploding table, literally right in front of me.
And they didn't set it up. That was the best part. They didn't mention it. So when he fucking hits that table and it explodes too, at home, I went, what the fuck?
It's the way they brought it out. It seemed like a special table. Like it was the only table they set up in this one area. So it just seemed like something. But yeah, so Kenny One Wing Angels him through the table. He got hurt. Like he was hurt, I think, because like after that they hit, like everybody kind of came over, and then Swerve stomps the other Founding Father in the ring, rolls him up for the pin. The heroes win.
Awesome.
It was just such, for as chaotic as that was it 12 people, I think, in the end?
Yeah.
Because we kept laughing at how many people they kept adding.
Yeah.
It was so easy to follow in the arena. I think one cool thing was it seems like after about the first 10 or 15 minutes, they brought everybody into the shell of the arena. There was no more fighting outside or things like that. So for that last half hour of that match, everybody was in there so you can kind of see everything. But as a live experience, it was so, even beyond bodies, it was so fucking cool to see live because you see everybody out with their cameras because everybody's got their own angle of what's going on and seeing things that the camera didn't catch. You didn't see at home. I have on my video, Hobbs lawn darting Wheeler Yuta into the ambulance. And that's something that probably didn't get caught on camera as well. So it really was just kind of an excellent live experience. Willow, Hobbs, Swerve, and Kenny, they just come out looking like stars. I mean, Hobbs is just like the dude who his back is 200% armor or something. Seeing Swerve and Kenny together, like, I need that. I want that. Got to have it. And Willow, I said she's like everybody's little sister. Yeah. It's like like when it shows like the Goonies or something, and the little sister's like, I'm coming along too. That's Willow. Willow's coming along on the adventure as well. But Anarchy in the arena, when I knew it was coming, I got so excited, and just a live experience of it. It's madness. It's bedlam. It's all over the place. But it was a really, I thought, fairly easy to follow in the arena. I mean, you also kind of have the monitors there to kind of guide you a little bit of where your attention should be. But you always had something kind of near you going on. So, yeah, just couldn't recommend it enough. Every year they need to have it.
I think it might
I'll sign a petition.
Being the best one of all time. I can't think of one that gave me this similar feeling.
But the thing with AEW is we'll go, I don't know how you top that. And next year somehow they will.
And then they do.
I don't know. It's just crazy. But bless you, you've got a hell of something to chase.
Yeah.
You got a hell of a standard to chase at this point. But it gave us like our coolest heroes. Like, you know what I mean? Like Swerve, Hobbs. It was just so cool.
I saw someone put it perfect. They said it was a Marvel movie final battle.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. It was the wrestling, like fucking, you know, into the first Avengers when they destroyed fucking Moldova or whatever, right? Like they're alive, they're beat to fuck, but they're like, we won, you know, like we did this thing.
It was just human debris on the ground. Just like just crazy. So yeah, that match, and I felt probably about with 10 minutes left in the match, I started feeling a little bit of an energy drain because it was just so on. So I know some people were kind of complaining about this Paragon Don Callis family match, but I think it was good.
Yeah.
But I think in the arena, people need to trust me. I was at the end of the aisle. People needed to use the fucking bathroom. But it kind of gave people that little letdown for us to be able to kind of get back up. So with this match, I don't think there's much to say, but yeah, I like Kyle posing behind Adam Cole. Forecast for us was going to kind of be coming there. Seeing Kyle O'Reilly versus Josh Alexander, that was really cool to see. Cool. In the post match, Lance RPG Vice show up for a beatdown. That brings up Brody, who is so fucking over.
Yes,
he's almost like the male Willow.
Yeah,
where it's just like, you're not a face, you're not like, you're just Brody. We love you. Comes out with Brody, Ishii, and Hiroshi. Tanahashi comes out. Like, whatever, cool, awesome, fuck yeah. Like, it wasn't that. The match went
12:50. That's what I have.
Yeah, 12:50. Like, that's perfect. You get to go to the bathroom, get yourself a hot dog or a beer. You're cool.
Yeah.
And then we come to Ospreay and Hanger.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sophie's choice. I honestly don't think I picked somebody. I think I picked Ospreay if I had to bet money, but I don't think I was going to pick somebody. First time 1-on-1. Our Sophie's choice. The entrances were so cool. Looked cool in the house. Looked cool in your home, with the neon cactuses and stuff like that. Yeah. Not much waste of time in this match. The pace, especially for us after watching so much WCW, just the pacing in this match was just go, 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 go. Yeah. The shootout, shootout moment. The Buckshot doesn't win the match, which was cool because we're used to that. There's a Stormbreaker kick out, missed hidden blades, like just so many counters. They take Hangman uses the big pressure. Yep. Ospreay uses the V trigger and the one winged angel. Yep. So we got both these guys' chants. We got Bruv chants, Hangman chants. Like, the crowd was torn.
Fight forever, I heard.
Yeah, I mean, just and the thing was, this match started at about 10-2. So you're kind of, in my head, I'm like, Midnight East Coast is coming up. And so at that point, I was like, I have no clue how long this match is going to be. It's going to be 10 minutes. So, it kept going. It just kept going. But, I mean, there's no point in the match where you're like, I'm bored. It was just always something happening. It's just, and back and forth. Ospreay kind of goes a little heelish, which I don't think he goes heelish, but I think he just goes more brutal.
Desperation.
He's putting it all out there. Yeah, to win this. This is so important to him. Yeah. That he's going to do what he needs to do. Hangman wins at the end. Beautiful. I know multiple people said that they've cried from that. And Hangman goes up the ramp and turns around, which we've seen him do before. And so he comes down and greets Sad Will, and Will, go get him, basically. Yeah. We're still bruvs, bruv.
Yeah.
So it was just such as a live event, the crowd, except for the people near me. The people near me were not loud. Like, the two guys next to me, like, didn't do shit.
Too cool for school.
But yeah, I know. But the rest of the crowd, lifted it up. Yeah, except I lucked into some really cool seats being by the ambulance. That was dope. Get you some Young Buck money. I saw West Side Gun. West Side Gun walked by me smelling like a whole lot of weed. Trying to think of anybody else I saw. MVP came out at one point to talk to security to get some people backstage, I think. But yeah, I mean, overall, it definitely an event I would have kicked myself if I didn't go to, especially seeing how it went now. But yeah, just a wonderful. If you go to AEW shows, you know what it's like, and this was amped up to the next level.
It was amazing, man. I mean, it's like we keep saying, AEW just tops itself at this point. Every year gets better and better, in my opinion. I mean, even lower years, quote unquote, like people apparently are low on 2023 or whatever. I thought that was a great year as well. This excites me because, like I said, this will definitely be the beginning of a shift. I think we are going to see grown adult AEW now. And that's scary for everybody else because I think Tony's been playing till now in a lot of ways. I think with the old man Phil shit, I mean, that's another thing that happens in wrestling, right? Guys get grizzled by the grind of this. Mm-hmm. People suck and they fuck you over and they lie. And, you know, it's like also the other part of clearly, Warner Brothers Discovery isn't going to cancel AEW now. There's that relief as well. You know, he's making bank and a half on that alone. He has streamlined his touring situation to where they're making money. They're not losing it now. They're not, renting these big buildings and filling them half, three-quarter, or a quarter full. They're sellouts. They're at the very least full houses, and that makes a huge difference. I know I saw Kyle Fletcher in an interview with Sky where he was like, "Oh yeah, like there is a huge difference in backstage morale now because we're going into buildings that people want us to see in, or want to see us in." And,
when I saw them in Phoenix, it was a arena, auditorium where I've seen John Mulaney and Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Like that kind of a setup. And so, yeah, I'm like, wow, what are you going to do with this? And they did such a cool setup, so unique. And I love how the arenas that they've been using this year really gives each episode kind of its own unique feel. When it gets to that standard looking place, you kind of go, oh, it's just kind of this place is more standard. But when it's those unique, interesting places, it just kind of sticks in your head a little bit more.
I love it. I figured we would just do a quick little lightning round of what happened on Dynamite, and then, of course, what's going down on Collision tomorrow. So we had Hangman come out. He's having his, victory lap, and Swerve interrupts, and Swerve's not dropping that he thinks that Hangman and the Bucks are still working together. And, Hangman doesn't say no. He's just like, listen, if I wanted to fuck you over, I'd do it myself. Ospreay comes out, and Ospreay's playing the gee shucks guys, like, let's come on, we're buddies here, which I like. I like that.
So I saw somebody say we're still best brubs.
Yeah, and that's what this was. And I don't know, right? Who knows? Right? They could go so many ways with this.
I'm locking in my prediction now.
Yeah,
Swerve helps Hangman win the title against Moxley.
So. Yeah, I do too. I think we're going to see more intense moments between the two until then, because you got to remember, we've got 7 weeks ish until All In, I believe. I know it's the 12th of July. It's May 30th when we record this. And so, I agree. I think that the whole time I thought that, because we all sort of thought the reverse, right? We thought Hangman was going to help Swerve, and he kind of tried. Didn't work out. So, yeah, I think he's going to pay it back and be like, you know what? And I think he'll go further and go, you know what? Even over me, Hanger, you deserve that belt. I think the next night we're going to get the, hey, I respect you. I finally respect you.
You owe me a match.
Yeah, and we will get it, and it will fucking feed families.
But, I mean, yeah, I mean, you see the opening of the show with Will, Hangman, and Swerve.
I mean, come on.
Is this what you're bringing to the party? Seriously? Oh my God. You don't need to show us that much this early in the show, but TK.
And then so what do? Oh, so you didn't have enough. So the opening match is a mixed intergender trio match. Mark Briscoe, Speedball, and Willow against Gabe Kidd, Jon Moxley, and Marina. This ruled a lot. I loved it.
I'm shocked as many participants of that match were. I'm shocked Mark Briscoe was available.
Yeah, I can't believe anyone was alive after this, outside of Speedball and Gabe, who were fresh. Not Speedball either. He got killed by Okada. The only fresh guy here was Gabe. I thought this was great. And I'll just say it. I want Gabe Kidd full-time in AEW. I know he is a very polarizing character. I love him. I think he's fucking great. And here's the other thing. Regardless of what his character is, his attitude, whatever, he's a really good wrestler. right? Like he's really good.
Well, it's kind of what we were talking about, I think, on our last show, was just kind of about the kayfabe versus real life of kind of who you are. And, he's an asshole with some mental health issues. And it's like, he's compelling to me.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy who, like, that's a compelling shell for a character.
Right.
And so for me, I'm interested in him. But yeah, this match was another banger. And Marina and Willow just hanging with the boys.
Love it.
I hope it leads into something for Marina.
Me too.
But Willow, she is so damn over. Like, this is protect Willow at all costs for me at this point.
And at the end, the bad guys win. There's the scenario where they all end up fucking either, choked out by somebody or held back. And Moxley just chokes Mark out. And it's over. Aubrey even shows, like, I love this, that Aubrey hates them even so much that she's like, oh, but Mark's in trouble. Let me ring the bell. Fuck it. Let's get some help out here.
Mark's down like 3 liters of blood.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much at this point to knock him out. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that he's the one that goes out with it.
That ruled. And then we have an interesting promo here that I did not expect. Ricochet, he's, preening over how he beat Mark. And he mentions that, I'm looking for gold, but I'm looking for backup too. I need a crew, which obviously gives you the idea that maybe the crew will get involved. I want this thing to be good though, and I am low on the crew. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think I when I heard it, I took it as CREW.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Leo Rush in Action and Andretti is like the thugs you want working with you, kind of. Gates of Agony.
They are.
Yes, please. The big question, of course, is does everybody in the crew need to be bald?
Whoa, yeah, that's a big conversation. 2 names I also heard that I would be very for because it would be an elevation situation for them would be Blake Christian, Lee Johnson. I would love that too, right? The 2 like take bullet guys because they don't need to win. But associate them with Ricochet, they're over. They're already more over. And they've been killing it on the underneath. You know what I mean? They've been having fun little job matches with everybody. So I would be happy with that. Gates and them together might even be interesting, where they're sort of infighting.
He definitely needs like muscle.
Yeah, he needs muscle.
So, I'm not sure who else would be around for him to leech some fame off of, or Aura Steel or whatever the fuck people say nowadays.
Exactly. We get the no DQ tag for the women, Anna and Harley against Megan Bayne and Penelope. We get the rematch. This is one of those instances where maybe we should have flipped this with the pay-per-view, right? I get why they didn't, because there was already so much hardcore stuff going on, and it was a nice little thing for this Dynamite. So it was good. It was solid. Couple moments that weren't great, as in like Harley really getting fucking her nose busted on the steps, which sucked.
Well, that's the thing now, where that might have been kayfabe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Harley was, that's the weird thing is, so, the question is, was this match planned, or was it because Harley got hurt on Sunday, apparently?
Okay.
So it's like, was this match put here, no disqualification? We went extra hard, and that's why Harley's injured. So I don't know if this was like an add-on match to write Harley off a little bit. That makes sense, and that's where the nose came in, and things like that. So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully Harley's back. Nice thing about Harley is, even if she's hurt where she can't wrestle, she just comes on the screen and she's entertaining, so it doesn't matter.
I respect the fuck. Again, we've been watching so much WCW. The Doomsday Device finish on Harley, great. Love that. And I mean, you got to keep Megan Bayne strong. And I thought about it, when they lost, I was like, she really needs to win this match, because you can't give out too many losses. Even if she wasn't the one pinned, it doesn't matter. She's still in the loss column. You got to keep her rolling. I think they've been doing a really good job with her, keeping her strong. So that was another thing that I took out of this, was nice, And Penelope's not just the bitch, right? She was there for this match. She wasn't just along for the ride, which was nice to see too.
Yeah, Penelope can hold her own in the ring. I'm just hoping we're building to a place for Megan Bayne to be at all in. How about Megan versus Athena?
Let's do it. That would actually be a good consolation prize, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, because Athena needs to be on that card at some point, or give us, I think I saw somebody talking about possibly a casino gauntlet or something like that for the ladies. So, we'll see. But there's too many talented ladies to only have two matches on the show for them. So,
and that is also my argument for why Frat House is just so stupid. I'm not into it. I get what they're doing, right? Like, I'm not one of those people that's unaware. I do, though, think AEW isn't the company to do this sort of thing. Like, here's how I look at it, and I will put myself in this category. I feel like WWE is the company for like the jocks in school that sort of, the older they get, the more they're like slowly opening up to like, oh, I like more than just sports and beer and being a dickhead. AEW fans, we're the sickos, right? We're the weirdos. We're the ones that, let's be frank, got bullied by the jocks, right? So when you get this sort of bully frat hazing thing going, I get it, it's for heat and it works, but for me it's go away heat. For me it's like, this is the wrong time period in my opinion.
You know what? I accept the frat house like as replacement for premier athletes.
Yeah.
But I don't get Jack Jameson.
Me either.
I just don't get him. So like, give me a different mouthpiece and I might enjoy this more.
Yeah.
But he's just so late. He doesn't interest me at all. So I'm cool with a new, job trio. Mm-hmm. But I said a different presentation. What have you done to my boy Preston Vance?
I know.
Come on.
And Griff Garrison, big. I'm high on him as well. It's like, dude, do something with substance instead of just leaning in. Hey, all ex-collegiate athletes, right? Like, this just is like, is this a JR
How old
idea?
Are
you? Yeah.
Like, it's like, 32. Oh, okay. I don't know. Oh, guys, come on.
Fuck, man. But this was great because it was all about the ops just whooping ass,
Yeah, I mean, even Samoa Joe, friend, and Shibata were like, what the fuck are we doing?
Like, whatever. You kill him.
I guess yeah, Joe, you just take them all on your own. Thanks, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, all three of them versus Joe, I would take Joe.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. And then we have the moment. We've been seeing the graphic, the little spider coming down from the live logo every week, right? And we're like, what's this mean? And we assumed. And it didn't take long. Jamie Hayter comes out, and I like that she's literally shaking her head walking to the ring like, I know, I failed, but I'm gonna come out here and be the bigger person. She doesn't get one word out and the lights go out. I like that. Let's just get to the fucking the payoff here. Let's get to the money shot, and we should.
And I mean, right? And these are two more ladies. You're like, we got to have them at all in. Like, it's just, it's too many women at this point for us to not have these additional matches. But Tekla looked good.
Oh,
dude. That's my first experience with her. So
yeah,
she looked great. I know some people complained that was too fast.
No,
but I don't know. I feel like you get in and out, and the next week you talk to her about motivations. So I don't know. Some people I know didn't like, but it was cool for me.
It was great for me. I also like that before we even see her, we see the entrance logo on the fucking stage that says the Toxic Spider Tekla, and we're like, whoa. And then right as you do, it immediately cuts to her whooping Jamie's ass. And she maximized every second of this. This is where I don't get the haters for it was too short. Well, okay, but let's think about some other things, right? Like when they did the Wyatt Six thing in WWE, that fucking thing was so drawn out. And it worked. I'm not saying it was a bad debut. But like, this is another approach. And I think for Tekla, this is the right way to do it. Because it puts over that in any second, she can be there and strike you. I got that out of it more than just, they are running out of time, like they're the goofs. I think we got to get that out of our heads. Like this idea that AEW is just so inept that, no, sometimes they do things for a reason.
Quick hits, man. Make it quick. Yeah. Don't waste. We're coming off probably one of the best pay-per-views ever. Yes. So we've got to kind of hit what happened on that show as we're setting up for Grand Slam Mexico in 2 weeks, I think. And to all that. So it's just a lot we're trying to do.
Fighter Fest next week.
Tekla coming in. What's her character? Yeah. And like you said, if it's, I could beat, give me 30 seconds, I'll whoop your ass. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. Let's see where it goes from here. But I think to get somebody new on the post Double or Nothing show, we maximized our time here. I
100%.
would love to hear from Jamie. Maybe she'll come out in Collision and say, "Who that bitch?"
Yeah.
But except for me, it worked. I left that very interested in Tekla, and that's what we're trying to do there.
That's what I mean. I think it did what it needed to do. AEW TNT title, Adam Cole defends against Kyle Fletcher. This was almost tragic. This started really, really good. And we get to the floor, and Fletcher goes for the thing that happens in like every fucking match in 2025, the apron power bomb. And I don't know what happened here, but Cole clipped the back of his head on that apron, and it looked horrifyingly bad. And somehow, some way, he was not critically injured. The match keeps going, and we get fuckery. We get interference. We got Josh Alexander coming out here. I like this, and this is what I've always said, and this is what Tony does that no one did for so long. And I always call it the ECW segue, which is leading from one match, one segment into the next, just seamlessly. I love that. I think it works. And that's what he does here, right? So Josh Alexander comes out. He fucking causes the DQ, leads Brody King out, and we've got a melee. To the point that security has to fucking separate them in corners. I love that look, too. It was very like boxing style. And Josh or Justin's like, all right, fuck it. The bell rings, right? We're just getting into it, and they come to the center and whoop each other.
I guess they're here.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready? All right, guys, we're gonna have a match now. You're not getting entrances. You're already here.
And they do. And this was awesome. I will say their first match was better, in my opinion. I think because it was longer. But this was great, right? Josh Alexander has been phenomenal in his run so far. That's very short, but I'm glad they did what they did here. Brody needed the win. He hits the Gonzo bomb. That's like my favorite finisher. Like, I, in my head, invented this when I was 9 with my figures. I remember being like, why doesn't anyone do like the fucking Dominator into a pile driver? Little do I know, I'm sure like some guy in Japan had done that since like 84.
Excalibur knows what that's called.
Yes, exactly. He does. So that is the first qualifier for the international title 4-way for Fyter Fest. We get Kyle Fletcher in the back after this, pissed about the match. Further, the TNT title is just the fucking champion versus everyone in Don Callis family, which is fine. You need mid-card belts, but the real fucking deal sealer, Tony Storm, Mercedes, face to face.
Oh, yes.
This was great. I saw where people were like, it was like two people that wrote insults about each other but didn't cross them. It's like, well, that's probably why it looks like that, because I don't know. It was just like, guys, come on. I think also, well, and they hate, right? They're not used to women being in a main event stage like this. And I think they want to just pick it apart. There's not a lot of holes here. This is great.
Their reason isn't you, bitch.
Yeah. The reason isn't you tore my bikini top off in this fucking mud wrestling match for the world championship. It's not that anymore, folks. It's about who the best is. And like I said earlier, it's a credit to Tony for going, hey, we could go with the narrative deal, which is cool, or we could just go best versus best. Let's do this. The only thing I'm hoping they don't make a title versus title. I don't think we need a unification situation. No. I hope he looks at this like WrestleMania 6, where if Mercedes wins and she's got both belts, drop the TBS. Let's do a tournament for that. I will say this. You want to talk about hot takes? This might be a hot take. I think Tony retains.
I think so too. I guess we'll see what we feel as we get closer in the stories that they're telling, but yeah, we're going to have another selfish choice. We get there, we're not going to know which way it's going to go, I think. And TK is a really evil bastard like that.
Well, and they put that over where the finish of this thing is both of them going for their finish and neither can hit it. So they're putting over like they are as evenly matched gets. And I love that.
Yeah, no, it's the biggest match you can give us
Yeah.
and they're giving it to us on the show. One other thing that I'm just interested in is that the women having these tag matches. Just part of me where I'm hoping they start a tournament in the next couple of weeks with the title being crowned, a tag title being crowned at all.
I hope so.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Me too, because you're getting to where there's too many women for spots. Let's be honest. And so you got to create spots at that point.
Well, the issue too in AEW is it's hard to roll solo.
Yeah.
You're better rolling deep. You know what I mean? The more people you can get on screen with you, the more time you're going to get. It's hard for Anthony Bowens to get time on screen as an individual character.
Yeah.
So, that's held for Swerves and Hangmans and Ospreys.
Mm-hmm.
And so otherwise, I said, with the women, it's going to be hard for them to get that solo time. So if you end up in a tag team like Anna and Harley have been doing, you get on screen more.
Yeah.
So, doesn't work for everybody. Taya and Deanna will tell you that. But,
oh, man. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So that's my hope, is that we're building to that all, and that'd be pretty dope. Because they really need to. I know selling tickets. We're going to have Kenny and Omega, Kenny and Okada. Like, that show's gonna be fire too. So.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
And just real quick, just go into the Collision stuff that's been announced for tomorrow. We just talked about them. Anthony Bowens has a Continental Championship Eliminator with Okada. That'll be good. I don't think he wins it, but that'll be a good little match. Don Callis family in a trios match with Paragon and Ishii. I mean, you can't lose there, right? Like, Ishii just dropping people on their necks because he doesn't have one. And then another trios match. This is very trios heavy.
Is this a live show, or is it taped?
It's taped. So
okay,
it did occur already. Finally, for the first time that I've seen in a long time, the entire LFI goes against Top Flight and AR. So that'll be a nice little, sorry AR, but you're not going to win another one. And then very interesting here, Sky Blue against Mina 1-on-1.
When it gets Julia involved, maybe. Right. Again, kind of Mina needs to find a friend.
Yep.
Julia and Sky as a tag team. Boom. Yeah, Mina finds a friend to help her out.
There is somebody that apparently their visa might have finally been okayed. Maybe former AEW World Women's Champion Karshida. That might be fun. That'd be good.
I would accept that into my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Another qualifier for the 4-way at Fyter Fest, Claudio Castagnoli against Commander. I mean, you can't miss there either. A rematch from the C2 that everyone can remember, where Commander got maybe the biggest upset of the whole tournament over Claudio. So this is a little revenge match here. Another, we don't tell stories, but... and then, I mean, this is just lucha goodness to my soul. The other 4-way qualifier, Hechicero against Mascara Dorada. This is like, hey, dude, you got into lucha all of a sudden again. Here's like 2 wizards, one literally, to fucking just give you a nice little lucha. I hope it's the main event too. Fucking just make it the main event.
Got Kenny Brody will probably get Claudio.
Yeah.
God, that's gonna be a fucking crazy match.
Fucking be unbelievable. So that is that. Thank you for joining on the modern. It's weird to talk to you about modern shit. Where I'm so used to talking about Lex Luger with you.
This is stuff happening, like matches where things are happening. It's crazy.
Shit. People actually do planches and topes all the time now. But yeah, I feel fucking incredible about AEW right now. I mean, they just continue to level up, but now this feels like a real, true, like, okay, this is like, to me, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like when WCW leveled up. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like when they got Hogan, right? And people finally were like, oh, WCW's this thing, It's very similar to me.
I don't know, man. I think if people see that Justin Roberts video, I think it's hard not to go, what the fuck is this? This seems like something interesting to me.
Absolutely.
The way it just seemed like a rock crowd is what it seems like. It just seems like a concert.
For sure.
And that's what an AEW show is, if you've been to one. It's just a party.
It is. It's the best. Well, that is all I have for this week, buddy. Thanks for doing the marathon. Fucking break the fourth wall. We did fucking From Crockett before this. We've been on the phone for like fucking 4 hours. It's great.
stop talking wrestling. Of course, it's great.
Fuck yeah, man. So, yep. As usual, your handles. You got the greatest screen name in the biz.
I'm the JIMDB all over the place,
And you
as
are
we have
the
now established. All drop kicked, so it's a new one.
yes. You're on Dropkick, coolest thing ever that you showed me, where it's letterboxed. But for wrestling, I will be on it. I will be adding all the weird shit that I've watched. And then, of course, for the show, it is Troubles Wrestling Pod on both Instagram and Threads, Troubles Weekly on Blue Sky. Yeah, until next time, just watch what you love. Don't let people tell you you're an idiot, because you never know. You might end up like TK and be from a fucking message board, and then all of a sudden you're booking the fucking coolest wrestling promotion in the world. So anything can happen. Until next time, see ya.